Welcome back. I'm Kevin, W-A-N-I, and I am back with another video. All right, welcome back to the shack. In this series, I have been talking about my portable station, and I'm often asked what I run. Is this okay? If that will work. And so, again, rather than asking these same questions, here we go. So, last time we talked about powering our rigs, and I shared what I use in my battery box and how I set it up. And again, that's what I use and what serves me well. So moving up my portable system to the next thing, which is the radio, I'm often asked, what's the best radio for POTA? What is the best car to drive to the park? What's the best logging software, or should I use pen and paper? What's the best antenna? And actually, we'll be talking about that next. Or what is the best way to grill a steak? Well, the answer to all these questions, except for the last one, are all the same. It depends. It depends. What are you trying to accomplish when it comes to Parks on the Air? What do you want, or how do you want to operate? What are your goals? What's the purpose in POTA? If you take the time to think through these questions, if you answer them honestly, it will lead you to the type of radio you should have. So with that answer, it depends out there. Let me start working through these questions. Here are some of the mobile radios that I have personally used at one point or another to activate parks. All of them have advantages and disadvantages. And because of those advantages and disadvantages, oftentimes I have selected to take one to a park over another because of that. So first, let me start with the FT891. I love this radio. It can run 100 watts, though I usually just run 50 with it. It can transmit from 160 meters all the way to 6 meters. So if your goal is an N1CC award, this radio can help you get there. It's also a great all-mode radio. So I absolutely love this radio when I have the room, as in when I'm driving a vehicle. Now, I would assume that it would be the same for an Icom 7300. Listen, I'm not suggesting you must have an FT891. I'm saying that if you're looking for a full-powered 100-watt radio, there are plenty of them out there. They're great for being able to get out, get contacts, be heard. On the operating side of things, it's hard to go wrong with a 100-watt radio. You can always turn it down if you want to use QRP. But on the logistics side, there's also some things to consider. I mean, there are disadvantages to a radio like this. It's bigger, it's bulkier, there's no battery in it, and so I have to also carry a battery box, some way to power this. In other words, if I'm going to hike to a summit, to a SOTA summit, there are absolutely better options in regards to weight and size to a full-powered radio. Also, I do a lot of riding on my motorcycle. I even do some bicycle riding. And so I have to consider the room for not just the radio, but also what I need to power it. So the battery as well. So there's the advantages and disadvantages to a full power radio like the FT891. So a solution to the size and battery issue is to get something smaller, a smaller rig. Personally, I have the KX2. This last summer, I went on an Appalachian trail hike, and I surely was not about to carry the 891 and a battery pack. This little KX2 with its internal battery, it provided me the option to carry my entire station for under 3 pounds. And again, it's not just the KX2. Others have commented about their love for their Lab 599 TX500. Xiegu has many offerings that make small, compact radios. So there are a lot of good radios out there that are this size. The disadvantage, of course, is the limited power. Most of these will be 10 watts or less, give or take. So if you don't mind QRP and you have limited space and you don't want to carry a lot of weight, or one of these could suit your purpose as well. But some days, 5 watts, seriously, QRP sucks. And there are those days where the bands are not good that I miss not having a full power 891. But it's an option. Lastly, in my list is what I call the pocket transceivers. For me, I have a little QCX Mini. This is the 20 meter version, and a QCX Mini will actually go a band below. So this QCX Mini 20 meter will also do 30 meter. And so I can do 30 and 20 with a station that fits in my coat pocket. The portability is phenomenal. Obviously, you need a battery with it, but I use this battery with it, and so it makes for a nice small kit. But again, the disadvantages, it's QRP only, it's CW only. Now there are modules out there. I understand there are some modules out there that you can add to it that will allow voice, but it's something you're going to have to add on it. But if you are into CW and you're hiking, this kind of radio is hard to beat. One of these, or like a mountain topper, those smaller radios. Just a side note, the QCX Mini now has a new derivation out, the QMX, and it's 5 bands, 80 through 20, running CW and FSK digi modes, and it's under $100 if you buy it as a kit. So small, cheap, 5 bands. If you already know CW or digital, it's a great option, but of course, again, QRP sucks, so there's always trade-offs. So there you go. These are the radios I have used, and honestly, the correct answer to what radio you should use is quite simply the radio that you have. Run what you've got. So what radio do you use? Leave a comment below with the radio you use, the advantages, the disadvantages, what you wish you could have. And to answer that one question above that wasn't it depends, the best way to grill your steak, medium. Medium all day. That's the only correct answer. All right, everybody. I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm Kevin, W8NI, and 7-3.